Hey guys, Rinji here, once again bringing you the worst out of the VTuber community. And once you thought Hogwarts Legacy was dead, once you thought the controversy was completely dead and buried, it gets resurrected. It rose from the dead and came back with a vengeance. People are once again upset at something related to Hogwarts Legacy. And the whole situation snowballed around the VTuber Twitter alternative run by Necoli, a programmer that wanted to give VTubers of all kinds a safe space for them to mingle. But some people got offended at that and at his stances regarding supporting and not harassing creators. Let's take a look into it. And of course, one of the people that started it again is Cthulhu, the person that gets out on other people's cases more than they stream. And it's usually over petty nonsense like this. But once again, let's get into it. I know a lot of people are signing up for VTubers.me currently, but I'm not going to be joining. I don't know, this official post never sat right with me. I think Domi explains it really well though. I hope you can understand. To all creators out there facing relentless abuse while streaming games surrounding their childhood, we want you to know that this isn't okay. Your well-being and mental health matter. Take a break and prioritize self-care when needed. We stand with you and support you. I would like to apologize for this post coming across as generic and not entirely in support of all creators. This post was made directly after what happened with Shivervale. When they streamed the game, I made the mistake of trying to cram everything into one post, and the quality of it suffered because of it. VTubers Me is a safe place for all creators, and we will take swift action to those that may harass creators for any reason, including their sexuality or how they chose to identify. This is a super weird, uncomfortable thing to see the creators of this website post. Yes, it's absolutely not okay to actually harass or threaten harm to people. But why is nothing also being said about the sheer volume of trans streamers that have actually been threatened of a public platform? This is really disappointing to see. Please tell me you're not saying that you stand up to the side that it's just blanket harassment without talking about how much transphobia and racism has been unleashed because of said childhood game. I got told to kill myself over this fucking game. Mind you, Domi, the BDSM Doberman VTuber, is one of the people that contributed to the harassment of Silvervale back in the day. When Silvervale had that heartfelt video when she broke down, saying that her friends were doxxed and she was harassed, Domi was one of the first people to say that was bullshit and basically laugh at her. So, you know, it's okay when the harassment goes one way, but it's not okay when it goes the other. I'm sorry it came across that way. I was saying any of that. The post was in support of all creators having safe space to be themselves and create what they want. I'm sorry what you went through. No one should be told to do that. I honestly kind of wonder how else it was meant to come off. By support of all creators having a space to be themselves. I think the content you're creating is do you mean what? Are you like Muskrat saying free speech is absolute, even especially when it's hate speech? It's kind of how I think a lot of people are going to take this. Well, yeah, if you're a weird identity politics cultist, I guess. People went down this road with Twitter becoming a cesspool of toxicity and negativity / hate because of the absolutist and hypocritical ideas of the new owner. I think people are worried that's repeating here. Well, you know, if you're the target audience and you behave like this towards a post that says that don't harass people and don't discriminate, then you might be somewhat of an absolutist yourself here. Think about it this way, Nicole. You are speaking about the game for a property whose creator has stated that she considers support of said game being a justification and clear sign that people see her hate speech as not only acceptable but right. The issue is a lot deeper than it's just a game, and at this point anyone claiming otherwise is just speaking in bad faith and wants not to introspect on themselves and the situation because it's unpleasant because one want to consider maybe they made a fucky wacky or something similar, you know? I was saying the creators should have a safe space to be themselves, relating to trans creators, not a safe space to harass others. If someone does not like what a creator is streaming or the creator themselves, they could simply choose not to watch that creator or provide some constructive feedback. This is what I was saying in my second post. I am wanting VTubers Me to be safe space for all creators, and we will especially take action on bad actors that violate our community guidelines in any way. Back to Cthulhu. Given the climate for trans people right now, I really don't have time for that kind of lukewarm support. I told you about that cultish behavior. It's either you demonize the other side or you're not with them. You can't be that quote-unquote fence sitter that says don't harass anybody. Especially when the creator was feeding into the exact false rhetoric that puts so many of us in harm's way. Makes me feel unsafe under their direction. This isn't to say that they can't update their stance and be more outspokenly supportive of trans people in the future. Well, how more do they can they be supportive, given what they already said? Like, what else are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to kneel? Are they supposed to kiss your feet or something? What else can they do other than, you know, I support you and we don't want you to be harassed? What else can they do? But I haven't really seen anything on their account in support of us directly since this was posted, so until then, my opinion remains unchanged. This is just my personal reasoning for my decision as a trans creator. I don't expect it to be a deal breaker for everyone, but it is for me, you know? And sad crying emoji, I guess. Since I've just checked, dude, why the hell are biological sex and pronouns, which only includes half because it's they, them, not just they, mixing the same answer, pull about gender? And this is a problem for you, how? No one with any respect for pronouns does this. It's just such a blatant lack of care. You made a website, but you can't organize a drop-down section properly, distinguish between the type of terms you add. If you don't wish to take it in consideration the anti-trans sentiments, then at least listen about the coding and security from the website builder themselves. I've just been told. VTubers.me is basically a ticking security risk time bomb. Oh, this is gonna be addressed too. This is where the Slandered actually starts. Did you know there are also major security flaws, and on day one anyone could get anyone's email or IP address easy from the API? This wasn't fixed for 1 full week following that, by the way. And this is as well Nicole not paying properly for work accomplished on the site. This is also gonna be addressed because this person isn't speaking the whole truth about what happened. Yeah, so you know the creator hired me to develop their mobile app and fucking told me he was gonna pay $300 when I said it was a minimum of $2,000 minimum? If you don't want to do it for Harry Potter, do it for me. LOL. Nicole is such a fucking leech. Well, yeah, this is where the Slandered starts, and this is where the Slandered is gonna continue. But Nicole actually addresses all of that, and all of that is gonna be shown at the end of the video. I knew trusting my gut was a good idea. Being able to clock stuff like this from a mile away is both a blessing and a curse. I wish I had that power, lol. You tend to gain it from trauma, unfortunately. True. Whoa, that person is trying so hard to be as vague as possible, just twisting himself in knots to avoid saying they support trans folks. But they did. What are you doing? What are you even saying? The fact they lead with wanting a safe space for people playing a game relating to their childhood really gives the game away. Yeah, that's one of the parts that's really solidified it for me. Breaking down the situation into they just want to play a game is a very clear tear where I feel they side on this issue. They can name the streamer they want to protect, but they can't name trans people as targets of harassment. Domi's dead on. There's no way read this in anything but taking a specific side. God, you people are such fucking cultists. No wonder no one wants you around when you when even you get kicked out of your own groups because of how you behave towards others. And this is the people that want a safe space when they are their own worst enemy. Fucking terrible. And there's so much to unpack with the word choice. Sexuality and however you want to identify. In reference to trans people makes it sound like 1. They think being trans is about sexual orientation. 2. It's some arbitrary choice people can just make. They're just making shit up at this point. They just want to slap everything negative possible to make Nicole look as bad as possible. It's such a common tactic when you just want to cancel anyone for people like this. Just hallmarks if someone who doesn't understand and doesn't want to, but still thinks they can cover their own ass. You also have pronoun options for male or female. I'm adding this to the main thread. I'm gonna explode. No longer gonna be using this site, to be honest, though my Twitch is connected and it'll out the post whenever I go live again, but that's about it. Hey, at least that grind is grind out of it then, I guess. LOL. And here's Nicole starting to address stuff. I'd like to state that VTubers me is in support of creators of all diversity in any type of harassment or discrimination towards any user who have action taken swiftly upon. This thread goes into more detail. VTubers me in support of all creators of all diversity and will take swift action those to break our community guidelines and attempt to harass or discriminate towards others. More on Nicole's statements once again at the end of the video, as he goes into all the details and even the attempts at slander against him. You and your official announcements still make me extremely uncomfortable and are not actually as in support of us as you say it is. This changes nothing. They just wanted to stream a game. You are so keen on defending ignorant false allies, but not one pro-trans comment to be seen. Jesus fucking Christ, man. The post created was not out of nowhere. It was created in response to the harassment other creators were facing due to just wishing to stream a certain game. Going after these creators is not in the way about it. If you don't like a certain game, don't watch the creator play it and don't play it yourself. I was not able to fit all I wanted to realistically say in the original post, and the quality of it did suffer, as I explained in a follow-up. Yeah, they won't stand for this. They think you're already wrong thinking. Nothing you do, no reasonable amounts of explanation will change their mind about it. They're just gonna be mad and they're gonna invent new ways to get at you. I went on the Discord and asked about these things, and as I had reached out to Neko about the original post close to when it was first posted. I didn't know about the replies which I had been made until I saw this thread. The chat mostly became a third person sea lioning, etc. Sea lioning, that takes me back to a certain movement about games journalism. Big yikes, I had no idea. Thanks for making us aware. Weren't planning on signing up for it before, but even more so now. Hold up. This is the Discord for VTubers me. And this is their message. Accusations with recipes? What the fuck? I reached out to Nicole about this site's framing of the HL streaming, where a lot of over reporting and lies were said to make it seem like anyone who streamed it got attacked by trans people and people for trans rights. Silverray outright claimed her attackers online were a minority of trans community, followed by not part of the LGBT community. Now she said Twitter freaks. She didn't mention that it was, oh, it's trans people doing this. She outright said it's unspecified people who were harassers and they were bullying. I got a reply claiming that everyone should be able to feel safe, but then the only group getting any backing from the statements were those which played the game. Those ignoring bigotry around and within the game itself. Not far more creators who've been attacked, speaking about the problems of the game or the creator of the franchise. And the only creator mentioned by name was Silverveil, which, if you didn't catch on what was said above, was being transphobic. Nope, not at all. You're changing the narrative, and that's so very obvious. You're trying to gaslight the guy at this point. Even during her streams, her mods, both with the aid of auto mode and by manual conduct, kept any discussion of trans people out of the chat while playing the game, promoting a trans pope who at this point claims her Nazi-colored Death Eaters were actually trans people. Jesus Christ, man. This is one of these days where you just don't want to wake up. Everything sucks. Now I'm evidence of someone who was involved in the creation of the site being fucked over, a programmer. Tech people who felt unsafe reading about this have tried to delete their accounts, but were unable to. Why is this? And here's Nicoli's reply. Please let me know when you reach out to me. I do not recall replying to you regarding the situation. I would also like to note that I'm not a regular watcher of Silverway. I simply made the post after hearing what happened when they first tried to stream the game. If I recall, it was discovered during the first stream that was automatically blocking terms like trans. I have also not heard anything referring to the last statement. Well, he is informed at least on this. What do you mean by evidence of someone who was involved in creation of the site being fucked over? Also, I'm aware that there was a bug that prevented users deleting their account if the password length exceeded 20, which was the old max password length. This was corrected. A follow-up was made to the posts on both platforms, apologizing if it came across as not in support in all creators. Trying to fit everything in one post is hard. This is one tweet/thread where I replied to someone bringing up the post and stating VTubers me is not a safe space for LGBT creators. I've made a similar response to those that have also brought it up. I never said anyone should be attacked for streaming it, but far more people got attacked for telling people not get play it, especially trans people and Jewish people. Stop bringing Jewish people into this, please. This has gotten so fucking old at this point. The game isn't anti-Semitic at all. Please, watch the videos. Watch the plethora of videos debunking all of this bullshit. These are just people wanting to be mad. Like I mentioned in the follow-up, I just could not fit every possible person that was attacked or affected by this game in a single post. I said surrounding their childhood because that's what it is for a lot of people. A lot of people grew up enjoying the series, and I can see why they would want to play this sort of game that allows you to enter the same world that many grew up reading and watching. I also realized the same people just didn't want to see the name of the game at all because it could be triggering. I was not using Silver Veil as a defense. Yes, JKR gets a huge sum from royalties, which she'll get whether whatever a project is likely successful or not. I was simply stating harassment bad, don't do it, and because it involves this game, which has a creator you don't do to their views, you yourself are twisting into how you wish to view it. This person is far more reasonable towards these people than anyone else should. Seriously, they have the patience of the saint. And I feel really bad for them that they're creating a platform that just gets absolutely shat on. When they all they wanted to do was just create a quote-unquote safe space for people that, as you can see, don't really deserve any kind of space. VTubers me is and will always be a platform for all creators of any diversity. If anyone does not agree with that and causes problems on the platform, they will be swiftly taking care of it. The post is being locked as it's going nowhere and just endless toxicity, negative behavior, and I've addressed the situation. Back to Twitter, with more excellent takes about Cotelou's post. I have no idea what this even is, and I've been seeing it a lot recently. The original post in backpedaling is very odd. The generic wording of "we support everybody," like. I mean, what kind of statement do you want? Do you want like specific groups named all the damn time and shun other groups that you find, and again, quote unquote, problematic? Doesn't sit right with me either. I don't like blanket statements. Pass for me. Rolls eyes. Yikes! 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 On down trikes. I'm real glad I held off on this one. Been looking for Twitter alternative for obvious reasons, but yeah, clear this one ain't it. Oh, joined before these posts ever happened. I already haven't used it in months. I think I just let it sit there. After reading the thread, I'm definitely deleting my account. Thank you. Every time I think there's a good alternative to Twitter, this happens. I gotta stop being so gullible for these things. Well, I think you're being gullible for different reasons. Like letting yourself be swayed by what this one person is trying to paint as the right narrative of what's actually happening here. Or maybe you actually just believe that narrative wholesale and there's no changing that. I did not see that post. Going back to those tweets once again. Oh yeah, I wish that I knew this before creating an account. I made an account just to have one or whatever, but did not know this shit. LMAO, that's a yikes, lol. Oh yikes, well damn, I gotta keep my account and just not use it then, cause ew, yikes. Fuck, I already made an account on their back when it first started. Forgot about it for a while though. Yeah, glad I held and trusted my gut when things seem too convenient they usually are. Man, I made an account literally yesterday, now I come across this shit. We deleted our account. I think also saw the site only lets you select male or female as a gender. The other feelings on the community seem to be clear. I don't trust people whose first instinct was to support those paying to transphobia instead of people literally having their rights threatened. I'm so sick of that narrative. I'm glad this thing has died down, but again, seems to have returned. I just hope it doesn't show its head again. Well, at least not until another Harry Potter game drops, and this thing probably will start all over again. Yeah, sure as hell. I'm not joining LMAO. That's a bull. I'm just waiting for cease and desist to be put against the website. Why? Why would that happen? What did they do? Get a cease and desist? What are you making up in your mind? They're trying to take both sides. That's yikes. I hate that word. Twitter made me hate words. Save me. Like, you can't support transphobes and tell people it's safe space, no matter their gender identity or sexuality. It's like people don't see Paris is literally burning. You're in the pot or you're not. Lukewarm turned cold a long time ago now. Murder nurse. I don't know what to say. I just hope it's just a joke. I was thinking of getting this app and will definitely not now. They're backpedaling in the most asinine way, and I'm sure it came down to it. They're not to be on our side anyway. They're not backpedaling anything. They're just explaining their stances on everything, and you just don't happen to agree with these stances. Except when we try to give feedback, we just get shit on by these VTubers, quote unquote, fans. Here's Necoli explaining themselves again. Here's a link to tweet linking to a thread on VTubers main going over allegations. The thread itself contains 10 posts in total responding to the claims brought up today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, so didn't know the creator hired me to develop their mobile app and fucking told me he was gonna pay $300 when I said it was $2,000 minimum. Didn't want to do it for Harry Potter, do it for me. Well, Necoli is such a fucking leech. I'm sorry, what? Do you have screenshots of all of this? Not that I don't believe you, but I'd rather not add something to the thread without evidence. That's a really big no-no you're talking about. Actually, still have the source code, well, I'd have to dig up DMs, but I'm sure I could find them. Oh, Necoli shows his own DMs too. I await patiently. Here it is. Of course, my account does not exist anymore, so the timeline doesn't work, obviously, but it's still here. I can go see if I can dig up those DMs. One sec. Here's the Necoli addressing the thing on VTuber Me, and we're gonna go through that at some point. Moving on. In light of the following, I decided to remove my account as well. Guess it's yellow Twibers for the time being. Some people uncritically believe all of this. Great, goddammit. Why? Twitter is bad, now VTuber me is bad. What's next, Tumblr? Well, Tumblr was never good. It was good for people like you that were perpetually offended and lived in their quote-unquote safe spaces where you harassed one another. But now that you're out in the worldwide bigger social media, all of that is exposed to everyone else. How the hell do we even connect with our friends without feeling so guilty? You're feeling guilt for using a platform. You should be feeling... I don't know what you should be feeling at this point, but there's so many other ways you can contact your friends online. Twitter is not the be-all and all of social media apps. You will not see me on VTubers.me website anymore, but I give the thread a read. As I just found out that the creator of this website is not trans-friendly, even though they said they were. I will not be using this website anymore. You can find me at my other socials that are linked in my bio. I will not tolerate this vague dancing around. Keeping my username account up is just to avoid impersonation, but yeah, do better and support your trans creators always. You know there are also major security flaws on day one. Anyone could get anyone's email or IP address easy from the API. This wasn't fixed for a full week following that, by the way. This site launched Christmas Day 2022 and was public around 1:30 p.m. The issue was discovered the next day by around 2:53 p.m. At least going off of DM time steps, and I then implemented a fix at 3:17 p.m. This would have been quicker had I not been asleep during the discovery. So let's just back up here. I unblocked you to clarify this was still something that I only caught that I should not have been there to fucking begin with. Well, you know, mistakes and errors in coding happen. And you're still a piece of shit. You want to have it known without me, and I absolutely 100% your fault it was there. Well, I'm glad this person is not working with you anymore, because if this is the way they act, Jesus, I wouldn't want a co-worker like this. I don't actually remember times of what happened, but the site had several hundred users when I caught the bug. Also, fuck you again, LOL. I hope you enjoyed your cat. Yeah, fucking awesome. Jesus. Not gonna lie, I feel a bit dirty promoting the site like I did, given how hard I drew my line in the sand against Silvervale. Like, they completely missed that the whole cozy and safe aesthetic doesn't hold water when the ones who make safe and cozy are bigots, and what she said. I'll be very honest, and I'll be very aggressive about this too. People like this, the activists, people that go off on others over petty nonsense like video games and all of this junk, you shouldn't feel safe anywhere. You're aggressive, you constantly go after people, you are unreasonable, you can't be negotiated with. The only thing you're worthy of is fucking off and staying in your lane, because that's the only thing you're good for. This is so fucking disgusting. Losing my patience just reading this. This was during the height of the whole fallout from her, so maybe their thoughts have changed and they recognized that they can't make everybody safe. But either way, I'm probably gonna steer clear if the site creators more concerned about the celebrity's nostalgia. And here's finally Nicolia addressing everything that was brought up in that Cthulhu thread and from Wrench as well. I have met a thread going over all allegations towards me and VTubers me not being a safe space for all LGBTQ members. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions. VTubers me supports VTubers and creators of all diversity, which yes, does include trans creators. At the time of making the original post on VTubers me account, I was wanting to show what we support, that we support all creators and will take action against those that choose to harass or discriminate any creator. People have brought up arguments saying because I did not mention trans creators directly that I am transphobic, which is far from the case. I was really trying to fit what I could into one post, and I admitted in a follow-up the quality of it suffered because of it. People argue, why didn't you make a thread, tweet longer, etc.? Because most people only view the first post. I know posts with links have less visibility. And I wanted the post to be the same across all platforms, so the quality of the post suffered. I wanted all creators to feel safe and welcome to our platform. Now, regarding the gender options, the web version was released with male, female, they, and other, because I'm still unsure how I wanted to handle it. There was also a bug in the first release of the mobile version that caused only the male and female options to be choosable/displayed, which I did not change what you inputted on the web. Based on user feedback from both before and after the site launch, I've decided that the best option would be simply a pronouns text field. I mean, yeah, you can put your own in, and people were still upset about that. Of all the things that people find to get upset about, it's something that's easily fixable and something that already had a workaround implemented. I'd like to also add that this gender option is currently not used anywhere on the site, besides being choose-abled by the user, because I was still unsure how to handle it. Regarding Rinji, who was wishing to aid in the development of the platform by making the mobile app. They first came to me offering aid for free, and which I just few messages began to quickly work on a prototype version of a mobile app for the platform, which I believe didn't go beyond being able to sign up, log in, and display the user's timeline. During this short time, they started to bring up wanting to be paid to make the full app, which I was never against. I just didn't want to bring them on until the site was able to financially support itself. They offered making contracts such as splitting the site's revenue or making an oral agreement that I would pay them when I could, which I did not go for because it did not sit well with me just to offer money I did not have, which is very reasonable to do. Don't fall for verbal agreements. Have it in writing. Rinji has brought up that he did not discover after the site's first day that the profile endpoint of the API included both the IP and the email of the user. The issue was fixed within an hour of discovery. It would have been less and I had not been asleep prior to it. Yes, I admit this was a critical mistake on my part. Yes, I admit that it should have never been shipped like that. However, it was just something I missed and I apologize for. I never brought up this publicly because I reviewed the access logs of the API endpoints at the time to see which had been using them. I found that it had only been Rinji, so I was not worried about any user data being at risk. And they even checked if there were some repercussions for a mistake that they made. They're pretty self-conscious and reasonable developer as they post all of this explanation. Here's a link to a video of Rinji's DMs and the staff chat containing the part where $2,000 regarding the mobile app came up. If you take the time to view it, you can see that I've not pressured them into working for free. I essentially let him go from the mobile app when I realized the lucky just wasn't going to work out. And here's a link. I will post that link in the description of the video, as it's a bit too long to go over. It's like 3 whole minutes of DMs of them talking about developing the app. But you can check for yourself that nothing is being omitted from this story. And lastly, please let me know if I have any questions about this whole situation. Like I have said quite a few times today, VTubers Me is a place for all creators to be free from harassment or discrimination, which includes all members of the LGBTQ community, yes, the trans community as well. No, this is not just a vague statement, this is a statement that we stand behind and will ensure to uphold. And that was his final post regarding this issue. I don't think any of this will appease them because they're already angry and they already find you to be an unmentionable. And considering the slander that they tried to levy against you, I don't think your explanations will reach many people. But I at least hope this video will reach some people and your project will continue despite all of that. I think the people you actually invite into there, those that wishing to have a safe space, will never have a safe space because they're their own worst enemy and they will go after one another when they don't have different enemies on the same platform. But for now, that's everything. I hope to see you on the next one.